Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. We've got a new partnership announcement that is important to showcase their Apollo product, which deploys software in strict scheduling environments, but more importantly, through their FedStart offering. For those unfamiliar, FedStart basically creates a pathway for non-IL certified companies to actually provide their solution securely to the government, which streamlines the whole process of them themselves getting their own certification, which could cost more time and money if they did that independently of Palantir. So let's go through the partnership and my thoughts. Palantir will be partnering with SpecterOps, who owns the Bloodhound Enterprise solution, which also actually has an open source version called Bloodhound. This partnership specifically will be through the Palantir FedStart program, which is the program I mentioned before, which will accelerate SpecterOps accreditation, essentially to be able to implement their enterprise solution at secure government agencies. Now, what this product does is attack path management for Microsoft and Azure Active Directories. I'm not a security expert here, so any technicals aren't my strong suit, but essentially their software helps defend and manage these because these are pathways that malware can be sent through and of course attackers will want to take advantage of. So in SpecterOps' favor though, it is that they're actually the recommended solution by CISA, which is the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency for the government. Basically, if you're in cybersecurity and want to sell to the government, it's nice to have their backing there. But just because you're recommended, it doesn't mean you get a free pass on security requirements. So their partnership with Palantir FedStart is still essential for this quicker adoption, at least scaling that up for them. And the CEO for SpecterOps lets everyone know his thoughts on FedRAMP, saying this partnership with Palantir is what's allowing them to comply and actually work more with the government. Basically saying they wouldn't be able to do this as easily without them. Now, a nice note here is that they shout out Palantir Apollo for doing the management of the deployment of BHE software into the FedStart environment. So we've heard this before, but the main value for Apollo is working in these stringent environments where deployment schedules really matter at a compliance level, all while being secure and meeting IL5 requirements in this case. So obviously, this is very good news in my opinion. We're starting to see more use cases and examples of how Apollo, and publicly, which was a little bit quiet when it first came out, become more apparent. And FedStart appears to be a perfect partnering with this because you're coordinating with other vendors who want to work with a government customer here securely. So now you're adding more people into the mix here, which creates more complication because you're kind of creating the pathway in between them. And of course, everyone's going to have their own rules and meeting their IL accreditation standards without actually doing all the heavy lifting themselves. This is a huge value proposition for any company now that wants to provide software to the government. It's fast tracking them there. So of course, Palantir can take advantage of this, of being the picks and shovel play essentially, or being the roadway and just charging a toll for people to work with the government, at least in a quicker way. Now, this shows how Palantir's products are built for scaling too, because it's not a one-time solution, of course, for a one-time partner, but rather you're deploying the products that have been announced and have been built and mixing them in a way that customers can actually get value here. Do you think this really shows more scalability throughout the government and provides more opportunities actually for innovation because now all the smaller partners here who couldn't get through accreditation can now have a faster way to do so, especially with FedStart? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.